Are you someone who shows up daily on LinkedIn, but yet you still feel like you're ignored? You work really hard on your content and crickets, limited impressions, limited inbound leads. Well, today, or recently, I should say, I've discovered a formula that's helped me get 280,000 plus impressions on my posts and a lot more leads and inbounds coming my way from my business. So before you say this is all hogwash, let me just show you some social proof. This is a recent post that I did a couple weeks ago. I actually ran this late on a Saturday, so this was over the weekend. So when people say not to post on the weekend, go figure. I usually don't. This shows up here as proof here for you. Here's one for 36,000. This is another one for 104,000, and this is 63,000. So with that said, let's jump into this. So the first thing you're going to be looking for is you're going to look for market-backed proof, right? You want social proof. One thing that all these have in common is if you see here, this has 801,000 impressions. This one had 2.8 million impressions, and I'll walk you through these and why these actually worked. So one of the couple things is hot topics, trends, and where do you find these trends? So I'll give you an example. I'm gonna go over here to Twitter, right? So the Super Bowl was played today, right? And the Super Bowl is very boring. It wasn't very interesting. But one of these things is, Kid Rock and his halftime performance on a different channel, etc. So this could be potential topics, right, that you could talk about. So this one has 524,000 impressions. This one has almost 1 million impressions. Or if you go back here and you click on Sam Darnold, right? Let's go here to see what happens for him. Okay, this one has 1 million impressions. So let's just look at this real quick. From seeing ghost to seeing silver in his reflection, Seahawks QB Sam Darnold is now a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So technically, you probably could screenshot this, right? Which I will get at to later. But this would be a good idea for, the underdog story, don't give up on your dreams kind of thing. These really resonate within, actually I'm going to screenshot this now. Boom. This is a good idea for a post. I might actually use this. Or I should use it and see what happens. So yeah, you're going to want to look for things that are actually successful, have some social proof, and then, have some social proof. And just for content ideas, right? Trend jacking or things that you think are of interest, right? You can go click here and you click on save to your bookmarks. And then when you go to your bookmarks, you can see things like, okay, this had $1 million or 1 million impressions. This was a vlog AI thing. This had 1.6 million. This had 22,000. Things that kind of pop, right? This had 2.1 million. And these could be things that you find of interest. I always found this one interesting. I don't know how to make this into a post yet, but if you have any ideas, I'm sure this would do very well on LinkedIn. So you're going to want to go to Reddit, YouTube, Twitter, these things, and then you're going to want to save the content or save the impressions to be either used right away if it's a current trend on topic, or if it is, on Reddit, things like that. And again, also, sorry, I shouldn't say again, but it has to be interesting, right? So World Economic Forum. This is a photo of Donald Trump looking directly into the camera. World Economic Forum, economy, Donald Trump. These are all kind of controversial and or things that are on the front of people's minds. This one, the movie Rip on Netflix just came out, and Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were on the Joe Rogan show. So Joe Rogan, Netflix, 2.8 million impressions. What are they talking about? And it deals with investors, right? So these are like all triggers within your brain that are pattern interrupts where you're like, I got to know more. What do these guys know? What does this post tell me? I have to learn more about this. And then, you'll see social proof of the 2.8 million, and then the likes, and then the comments, etc. And then you'll click over, and then people will be consuming your content. For this post right here, what's wrong? This one has done very well. I've reposted this twice. This one had 104,000 posts or impressions. I ran it like a month or two ago, and that had, I think, like 40 or 30,000. So the better the second time, I rewrote the content, and so maybe that helped it a little bit. This one is peaking of interest. As you can see, what's wrong, right? If somebody says, "Hey, what's wrong?" You're like, "Is something wrong? I don't know. Maybe something's wrong. What? I gotta find out more." So then you consume, you read the content. So the longer somebody's gonna stay on your content, the more LinkedIn is gonna see it, and they're gonna push it out to other people, and it's kind of just a snowball flywheel effect. Here, again, hidden rules among the classes. At a certain level, capital raising stops being about persuasion. Okay, stops being about persuasion. What is it about? Is it about having more money? Is it about having more connections? What is it about? And then people will read this of hidden rules among classes. Well, how do I feel about money? How do the poor feel about money? We're constantly enthralled with rich people, billionaires. How do they think? What do they do? Am I somebody who's poor, who thinks about poverty, about language? Casual register, formal negotiation. So this one I actually found on X, right? I'll just show you here. This was an older one that I found. One moment. Let's see if I can find it here real quick. See. All right. So this is from Ed Lattimore. This had 2.2 million, right? So I just screenshotted this and I repurposed it and made it into something that was more relevant towards myself and my niche. Let me go back here. Okay. So market back proof, right? You're going to have something that's interesting, powerful, unique images, a picture with you and your dog. Okay, cool. It's cute. It's going to get some likes. It's not going to do anything, right? Something that is going to capture people's attention, right? So there's a reason why when you're driving past a car crash, people are drawn automatically to the negative, right? Nobody drives by and goes, look at that parked car on the side of the road. Amazing, right? They're constantly drawn towards negativity, chaos, something that jumps out, right? A red Ferrari pops. A white Honda Civic doesn't. Handwriting. Is your handwriting better than mine? Does it look better than mine? What is it written? Why is it written this way? Why is this note crinkled up, right? So you got to think of these things that are basically pattern interrupts. So once you have this information of like a trending topic or an idea or something with a lot of impressions that you think is going to be pretty well, so you're going to want to capture that image, right? And then you're going to want to paste it into ChatGPT. And this is the prompt that I usually use. I say, review this image and give me 4 strong LinkedIn post concepts with scroll stopping hooks aligned with my personal brand, business, and niche. So obviously the more ChatGPT knows about you, when you put in information into it, it's going to be able to curate and create better hooks and content there for you. So you do that and it'll give you, hey, you could talk about inspiration of, how Sam Darnold was a failure, a 3rd-round draft pick. He was passed on by the Jets. He won 14 games with the Minnesota Vikings. He was cut, and then he still overcame all odds. This is how you could do this in business, something like that, right? So it'll give you a bunch of different ideas, and then it's up to you to package it and then obviously run with it. And then the next thing is powerful hooks. Obviously, numbers. If you can add numbers in, numbers are going to be more specific. The more specific you can be, the better it's going to be. If you say most people don't read LinkedIn posts. Vague, generic. 97.3652% of all U.S. households don't read. You see what I'm saying? Now you're already more interested. So 1 million, 100, 7 figures, right? Looks better than 1 million. And also contrarian takes and leave with cliffhangers. So if you go up here, right, everyone's mad about housing, but no one wants to admit it's a zero-sum game. Well, who doesn't want to admit it's a zero-sum? What is a zero-sum game? I don't even know admit. What am I not admitting? Do I believe in this? Do I not believe in this? I don't know. I got to see more. Can you tell me what's wrong with this image? Well, can I? I think I can. I'm smart, right? I can figure this out. Oh, wow, there's a lot of people engaging in this. Am I smart like other people? I don't know. Am I dumb? I don't know if I want to play this game, right? So these are things that you're going to want to, I've heard people talk about Rip. Is that a good movie? Is it a bad movie? Why are people talking about this? What's going on? What do I not know? I want to know. I want to be part of the group, right? So these are all things that are going to draw people in. So contrarian takes and cliffhangers. 9 out of 10 people can't lose weight because they are what? Right? That could be a cliffhanger. And lastly, the words are only 20% of the win. This all deals with packaging, right? So if you don't have a good hook and you don't have a strong image, nobody's going to click on your content, and it doesn't even matter what is inside. So if there's not a pretty bow and some pretty wrapping, people aren't even going to be inclined to open it up to see it, and they're just going to skim right over it. And 99.9% of content, everybody skims anyways. They're not going to remember your takes, so don't be afraid to be bold, make courageous statements, try new things, experiment, right? That's another thing I'm getting at. Just try and have fun, because on LinkedIn, there's a lot of boring content, and a lot of boring content leads people to be bored on the platform. So if you're unique and you have a little bit of a sense of humor or anything like that, things are going to eventually pop there for you. So let me just back up here a little bit. PSA, a simple thing that you want to write about: problem, agitate, solution. It's a very simple framework. Problem. Most people are, so I opened this video, right? I said, most people who make, are you constantly posting on LinkedIn, but you feel like you have no traction? Problem, right? Agitate. Most people are agitate. You work every single day. You come home tired. You curate your content, but yet you're still seeing no traction on your business or your posts, and you're feeling burnt out and like you want to quit. More agitation. Solution. Well, with XYZ solution, you can get this. So these are all just simple frameworks that you can include within your copy. Line spacing, don't have big chunks of text. Tone, develop your own tone, your own style. I know a lot of people use ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT as well, but I use it to get me to not completely to all my posts. I just help use it, structure it, and then I use my own tone, my own style, my own phrasing, etc. to mold the final package. So, like I said, lastly, have fun. F-U-U-N. Fun, right? So, with that said, if you enjoyed this video, you must honor the gentleman's agreement, like and subscribe. And if you have any more specific questions about this, please leave them in the comments below, and I will try to address them as best as possible. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks. Bye.